We are on the start line for the first cyclocross race of the 2023 season, and we're at the Hope Supercross Series race 3, and we're on the line with the big boys. I've got a million excuses to give you, but I'm not going to give them to you. The story is, I am racing the best people in the country. We've got James, Dan in front of me, Thomas Main, Cameron Mason. So the level is crazy high, higher than my ability. But the one thing I wanted to do at this race, no matter what I thought about my fitness, was completely commit to the start. And I committed to it, and I got off to an absolute flyer. I think that was Scott in the Hope kit that got a good start as well. But look at this, I have never got such a good start in my life. And I think Mr. Cameron Mason could smell that the G-Man was about to overtake him, and I got pure chop there, bang. I had to hit the brakes because it was either brakes or hit the deck because I was going to get my front wheel chopped. And look how quickly I got absolutely swamped. So I went from the best start possible to getting absolutely swamped and trying to chase back on. But that's what happens when you've got people in front of you. Everyone's trying to get that race in line, get the whole shot. And that's why it's so important in cyclocross. But like they say, if you're not trying to move up, you are moving backwards in cross. And although I got that absolutely mega start, I rapidly moved backwards because I had to hit the brakes, lost all my momentum, and everyone that was coming from behind just went straight past me. But I thought, do not panic, just give it everything you've got, which conveniently was not a lot. You can see I am still moving back. The heart rate's already about to hit 180, and we're like 30 seconds into this race, and I'm in the hurt box right now. I'm thinking, I have bitten off more than I can chew, but fear not. Because although I hadn't been training a lot going into this because of holiday, etc., excuse, Twinkle Toes has been running and he is fast on his feet. Look, beep, beep, coming through, boys. Twinkle Toes Georgie boy moving up. But yeah, this was a serious shock to the system. And I think you've just got to get the first one out of the way. And the good thing is, like, I think I can perform way better than this, have better legs. My legs felt empty. I felt better when I was running in this race, but you can see it's a little bit slick, but it was just super fast. And at UCI level, these boys, like the front of the race, the top like 5 boys are pros in my eyes. I think they are. They get paid to do this. Got overtaken by the Rose lad here, and then I thought, oh, I'm not going to take that. Stick him in the tape. If you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. But I'm actually not that far behind at this point. This is probably my best start, but trust me, the wheels are about to fall off big time, because when you haven't been training that high intensity stuff, I've been like noodling about on holiday, just doing like zone 1 rides with the wife, etc. You can't jump into a cyclocross race, especially at this level when the boys are so strong, so powerful, and expect to perform. But the good thing is, in the mountain bike season, I think I peaked really early, come into it absolutely all guns blazing, because I'm coming into the cross season a little bit slower. Super tricky corner here. I think I am off running here, which was probably the right decision. But yeah, coming into it a bit slower this year should help me maintain fitness towards the end of the season. Little hurdle here. Oh, he's bunny hopping the hurdles. Go on, Georgie boy. But yeah, look, the Rose lad's gone straight back past me. I mean, he thought, I'm not letting this chopper take me out in the corner. But yeah, it was just super fast from start to finish. A really taxing course. I felt every pastry that I'd eaten over the last couple of weeks. Every French baguette, every pastry, every time we went uphill. And I was just digging in. And I think I set like a new 5-minute max heart rate at the start of this race, like for the last 90 days or whatever. So you can see just how hard I had to go. So the first 5 minutes I went, I think it was like 181 BPM for the first 5 minutes of this race. And when it hit that, I was in absolute shell city. Super tricky little corner here. The Rose guys started chopping people now and made the guy in yellow have to get off his bike. But yeah, coming down here, I wasn't actually too far behind, and I was pretty surprised, really happy with the start. But I come down this stretch here, trying to get some recovery in, into the next section of the course. We go down past pits, and you can see all the boys stringing it out on the left. They are so strong. And I don't want to be negative, but realistically, I can never perform like anywhere near their level. They are professionals, it's their job. I have a job, bills to pay, mortgage, excuses, and I just can't compete at this level. But coming up here, like, this hit hard. I was in a world of hurt right now, and from here on out, this is when I absolutely blew my biscuit. Guys started coming past me, and it wasn't race over because I never give up. And going up this hill, I have put on, like, shameful to say this, but since the end of the mountain bike season, I've put on about 7 kilos. So going up climbs, you bloody notice it, that's for sure. I need to get back on track, stop eating pastries and French baguettes, and start getting into some sort of diet. But yeah, it was a super taxing course going up these hills. And like I said, what I've realised this season, it's not me being negative, it's me being realistic. I can't compete with these boys, but it's an absolute privilege to get on the start line and race amongst the best in the country. I've even done it when I went out to Belgium. It was silly me trying, but probably the best experience of my life. And look, you can see the guys are just absolutely pulling away. I think at this point there was a group of about 4 of us there behind me on my wheel. My heart rate's at 185, and I think the max I've ever seen is like maybe 187 on a bike, so I'm pretty close to it at the moment. And I am just digging in with everything I've got. But one good thing to take away from this, I committed to the start. And the second thing, I was feeling super comfortable, super confident descending at speed. You can see here, I'm really attacking the descents, the corners, and I felt like, although my legs weren't quite there and my fitness wasn't there, I was feeling super fast on the downhills, which is, I think, where I've done the mountain bike season, built some really good confidence round the corners and stuff like that. And there is some work to do still, there always is, but at the moment I think it's getting the power back up and getting the legs ready for race season. And I think it's going to take a couple of races. I like to race myself fit, but you'll see here, when riders go past me, they go past me like I'm stood still. And I think Josh Jones passes me here, and it was absolutely rapid. I looked and my head said get on his wheel, my legs said nope. Look at that, that was absolutely monstrous. I couldn't do anything about it. And then the lad there came past and he was like, am I going to be in the video? And I was going to cut this bit out because he asked that, but the fact that I get to go back past him because he pits, you can stay in the video. Whee! No, I'm joking, he comes back past me in a minute. But honestly, once people started going past me, there was nothing I could do. I went deep on the first lap. It was a shock to the system, and I think my legs just shut down. They were like, what are you doing? And it was just here, coming in here, I lost another couple of places, and the boys were just picking me off left, right and centre. It wasn't a massive field, but a super strong field. But I do get these places back because what did I say? Twinkle Toes Georgie boy is better at running at the moment than he is cycling. But I managed to like sturdily sneak up on the inside and get a better remount here. But it was all for nothing because they didn't manage to clip back in. I got a really good remount, which shows to you how important your dismounts are, your remounts. But they came back past me, and then after that, it was just a pure battle of survival for me. I was sort of in no man's land. There was a couple of riders behind me, not many. I think there was, there's the lad that wanted to be on the video, so I'll let him on there. These were the couple of lads that were behind me, and then there was a couple more a bit further back. I forgot about this bit. I'm doing a one take here, but these 4 guys come shooting past me, and there was absolutely nothing I could do to stay on the wheel. I just didn't have the legs. I managed to cling on best I can, and I was managing to like close the gap down on the downhill descendy bits, but as soon as it got to look, you can see here, we closed the gap down to the lad in front, wicked, absolutely flying. But as soon as we got down to any power sections, it was like I was stuck in the mud. The legs just couldn't ping, and I get like that if I haven't trained, taken time off the bike, or haven't done any high intensity stuff. It takes a while to build. So you'll see here, they just leave me for dust, and I didn't have the power, the ponies, the berries, whatever you want to put it, I just couldn't go with it. And it was this point here where I was left in no man's land. You can see I'm dangling just off the back. The one saving grace was some of the riders in front of me were dismounting for the barriers. I was hurdling, which helped me shut the gap down. But every time I managed to shut the gap down on a technical section, I was then losing it again on a power section like this. So that's why you've got to be such a rounded athlete at cross. You've got to be a good runner, you've got to be good technically, you've got to have the power, and I just didn't quite have it. And so I spent like a fair bit of time in absolutely no man's land, and then I decided to absolutely bury myself again. You can see I'm chasing down the lad that was just that bit out of reach for me, and it was because I could see, look, the heart rate's back up. I could see Mr. Thomas Main, who was absolutely flying, was catching me, and the rule was you got pulled when you got lapped. So I was like, if I get through another lap here, I get another 8 minutes of riding. For some people, you wouldn't want to do that, but I managed to just squeeze through, and then I absolutely blew my biscuit again. And I looked over my shoulder, and Thomas Main was literally right there. So it was a case of just moving over to the side, letting the big boys go past. But look, it's interesting to watch just the speed they go past at, the speed they hold. It is crazy. Watch him come past here. Look, straight away, I know I've pulled over and I've slowed down to let him pass, but there's honestly no way I could get anywhere near that. It is absolutely mind-boggling. And then after that, I was just chipping away. Then Cameron Mason comes past. It is great to be sort of on the, I won't say racing these boys, I'm on the start line with them, because it's super inspiring to watch them race and see how fit they are. But that was race over for me. I think there was only a few riders behind me. I came like 23rd, 24th, something like that out of 27. But you've got to get the first one out of the way. I can't be too disappointed. There's some real good pros to take from this. A solid start, technical skills feeling good. If I can just find the legs and burn off some pastries and stop eating pastries, we'll be good to go full steam ahead for the rest of the cross season. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.